welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Immortality Prince. That's Immortality Prince, he's driving the AMX 1375 on his standard battle on the Tundra. The AMX 1375 being a tier 7 light tank for the French. So no announcements today, so we're going to get straight into the action. Immortality Prince going to be heading all the way over to this right hand flank first, being one of the fastest tanks on the battlefield, almost certainly going to get here before anybody else. If the Lux or the Leopard from the enemy team did arrive here first, he'd just be able to burn them down, no problem whatsoever. So pretty confident in the fact he's going to be able to get here first and just overpower anybody else who may arrive at the same time. As you can see, not setting up in a sniping position looking down on people coming up the hill, but more heading up the hill himself. Looks like the enemy Lux has gone on a bit of a suicide scouting mission. Going to see if we can get a little hit on him, but the French tank's notoriously bad gun depression, so not able to get anything on him. It looks like the Leopard did try and make some inroads onto this hill, but just got scared away there. There he is there, deciding to square off against a Tiger too, so he's brave but possibly a little bit stupid, so decides to back off a little bit now, but gets taken out by that IS-6. Immortality Prince had a little shot there, but already taken out by that IS-6, so just going to reload his auto-loader there. The only downside to these French auto-loaders is they tend to carry a very small amount of ammunition. So really you've got to try and make every single shot count, or you'll end up halfway through the battle with no shells left. So I'm going to be sticking his rear out from behind the rock there, just to spot out who he can. Excuse me, I've still got a bit of a cold today, so I may not sound too great. Did find that SU-122-44. Allies able to punish him for turning round to face the hill. Gonna see if he can get a shot on his side armor, but again, terrible gun depression is terrible, but it's okay because the AMX AC-48 was able to take him out. Does find an M6 here, gonna be able to lay down some good damage onto him, and with 6 shells in a clip, really gonna be able to do some work. Ooh, thought that one was gonna take him out, but not quite. Gonna have to aim properly, and there we go. Picks up his first kill so far of the match. Had to use a whole clip to do it, and did take one shot in return, but despite being a light tank, these things still do have decent hit point pool. You can see 900 hit points here. Finds an IS-3. Not really sure if an AMX is going to be able to damage an IS-3, especially from this range. If you could be a bit closer and pick out the weak spots, then almost certainly, but yeah, as you can see, not really able to get any damage on this IS-3. And with the lack of rounds that the AMX 1375 carries, really got to use them sparingly. Reloads his clip here just in time to get a shot on a T71. So a little bit unfortunate that he's not able to take a shot at this guy. Does have one, but the T71 just fades into the fog of war, and he could only really see the very, very top of his turret behind that bridge there. So not surprised if he can't see him at all. Game's going pretty well for the Allies at the moment. I would say that's thanks to Immortality Prince's spotting here, being able to take out that SU-122-44 and himself taking out that M6. But the enemy team is pushing quite heavily on the left-hand flank. I don't think they're going to be able to take the hill. Oh, just nearly pushed himself completely off the hill there. Might be able to get a shot on the side of this IS-3 here. Just trying to pick out a weak spot. Looks like that one just flew over the back of the tank. Has one more into the darkness and then has to reload his cannon. As you can see, only got 5 standard shells left, so got to play this one carefully. Finds a Ferdinand here, but it looks like he's just on the other side of those train tracks, so not quite able to get a shot on him. He's going to have to start playing it carefully with the remaining shells that he's got. But it looks like the enemy team's not really going to be able to push over this hill, so especially when they've got themselves a flanking IS-3 on the go. So Immortality Prince going to come down here and lend everybody a hand. Maybe going to see if he can get a shot on this Tiger P. Just doesn't want to run into the Tiger 2 while he does it. Lets his reticule close in so he can try and pick out the weakest spot possible. Putting some good damage through the side of this Tiger P. Shots just going through the side armor, and there we go. That's kill number 2 now for Immortality Prince. Has 1 AP shell left, so really should just use this up. if he can, on this Super Pershing here. See if he can get some damage through his side armor. Indeed he can, but then he's got to spend all this time reloading his cannon. And there, the enemy IS-3 that was camping and looked sort of AFK for the whole game has just made an appearance. And he was looking threateningly at the AMX 1375 of Immortality Prince there. Super Pershing still alive. Tiger 2 being a little ineffectual on the hill. The allied IS-3 was able to take out the Super Pershing, and now Immortality Prince is going to come lend a hand. Only got premium shells left, but he's waiting until he gets a lot closer now before he takes his shot. And the IS-3 he has made a rookie mistake in taking his gun off target from the other IS-3 to try and track Immortality Prince here, and that just allows the other IS-3 to get damage onto him. And there we go, sets him on fire and ammo racks him as well to boot, and that is kill number 3. So now it looks like this T29 is capturing the allied base, so probably going to have to head back and do something about that, considering the only tanks they've got is this Tiger 2 on the hill, the Hellcat, and the Crusader SP. This game's taken a little bit of a southward journey, as they are now losing 10 kills to 11. It's only losing by 1 though, and it looks like this T29 isn't in cover, so people are able to consistently get damage on him and stop the capture here. Just got to play it carefully with this T71. Sees a tree fall in the distance there, so it's probably about time to get the hell out of here, as there's going to be another tank coming in. Just trying to wait until he fades into the fog of war against this T71. There we go, that's enough time. Heads down the hill a little bit and off into the water. Should be able to get away no problem from here. He's got the speed and got the agility to just make good his escape. But it looks like that T29 was able... Oh, it wasn't actually the T29, it was the T71 took out that Hellcat. Bit of a long-range shot there. So now that leaves Immortality Prince here to come in and try and spot out this T29. Got a full clip of premium rounds, so he should be able to get some damage on him. And even if he can't, he should be able to spot him out no problem for his allies. T29 gets a huge hit onto Immortality Prince there. He's got to play it carefully. This T29's got a quite decent reload, so it should be no problem just to circle him, and the Crusader's able to finish him off. And that is the base defended, but a Tiger 2 appears on the other side of the train tracks. Immortality going to reload his auto-loader here, because you don't want to fire off 3 shots and then just be left with the enemy tank 1 shot from death while he's got the time. Going to reload that cannon. They've still got a Tiger 2 themselves. He's going to take the long route around and come at this Tiger 2 from an angle that he's not expecting. Looks like their Tiger 2's actually being jumped on the hill there. Finds the artillery here, so maybe going to take a bit of a detour. Looks like the artillery is actually concentrating on aiming at that Tiger 2 and doesn't realise that he's about to get shafted. Maybe realises now as he starts aiming at the 1375, but he doesn't have the body traverse. Oh, missed a shot there, which is so unfortunate. I think he missed his last shot. Now he's going to have to be careful. If he can sit behind the M40, then he should be able to reload in time to be able to kill him. But it looks like the Crusader comes in and saves the day. That shot just about skimming over the top of the 1375 of Immortality Prince there. Very, very lucky with that shot. So now that just leaves the Tiger 2, the Ferdinand, and the T71. As the Ferdinand and the T71 were able to double team that the allied Tiger 2 down. And it looks like both of them are now going to go on an assault to try and find the Crusader SP camping in A0. Immortality Prince is now going to go and try and re-find this Tiger 2, who is here. Looks like he came back, doubled back to try and offer some assistance to his artillery, but it was in vain. Immortality Prince just takes the hit and carries on going, having picked up kill number 4. So the Crusader's actually on a bit of a rampage himself, and he was able to take out the T71. It's reporting that he's only got 2 shells left, so hopefully this Ferdinand hasn't got a huge amount of hit points. If he's got full health and manages to take out this Crusader, then it's going to be absolutely disastrous. But no, he's only got 123 hit points, so that should just be one good penetrating hit from Immortality Prince, who gets a little slowed down by the trees there, not really having the engine power. Can't quite get a shot on the Ferdinand, who's going to have to get in close and get there as quickly as possible to offer some resistance to the Crusader. just in case. Making his way over there now, but it looks like the Ferdinand is charging forward, going to go for it. No, the Crusaders able to take him out, and that is GG and the victory. So an absolutely brilliant game there from Immortality Prince, really showing how manoeuvring yourself around the map and coming at the enemy from different angles can really work to your advantage. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Stick around because, as always, the score screens and another game are coming right up. And now a second replay of the days from the user Slushy Spy 33. That's Slushy Spy 33, and he's driving the T28 on a standard battle on the Serene Coast. T28 being a T14 Medium tank for the Russians, and this tank is pretty much unremarkable in almost every single way, which is why you don't see it very often featured in subscriber replays. It's not the fastest medium tank, it's not the most agile or the quickest, it doesn't have the best armor, it doesn't have a great gun. What it is though is it's a pretty all-round machine, and as this replay is going to show, having good situational awareness, map awareness, and knowing what to do in certain situations can make any tank a deadly weapon. So spots out a couple of enemy medium tanks making their way to the church here. You did get a shot on the T34, I think it was earlier. Not quite able to get any damage on the M7. There we go. Gets one through the rear of the M7 and decides to take refuge behind the church, as he doesn't want to get shot anymore. So this replay is a little bit slow to get started, as you might expect at this low tier. This only been a tier 5 match, but once it does get started, it's pretty damn good. Spots out a 3001 H here. Don't think the 3001 either knows where he is. Oh no, he does know exactly where he is, able to get a good chunk of damage back in return, although he has done over 250 points of damage to that 3001. So just going to inch his way out, see if he can get another shot, but it looks like he's taking cover behind the rocks here, which is definitely the smart thing to do. Battle unfolding as you would predict. Tanks meeting on the far right-hand flank, and the allied team winning quite nicely by the looks of it so far on that left-hand flank, although I may have spoke too soon, as a couple of them go down pretty quickly, as there's a Panzer 1C over there was causing havoc, and then the camping tanks behind just eliminating people, able to get some good hits on this 3001 as he retreats, and then the KV-1's able to finish him off. Still not able to see anybody on this flank. There is a T14, but the T14 probably too heavily armoured. And he just drives off the side of that little cliff there. So Slushy Spy not able to offer too much support for that far right-hand flank. But to be honest, the far left-hand flank is, excuse me, faring not too well at the moment. So deciding to relocate over there and see if he can lend a hand. Still just having a look to see if he can put some free shots on anybody on this right-hand side. Because let's face it, free damage is awesome damage. But no, looks like everybody is either behind a rock or too well hidden at the moment. So just going to barrel straight over the train tracks. I'm going to come in and try and offer some support to this KV-1 against the VK-2001. And there we go, picks up a nice quick kill there. His first so far in this match. Scores nice and even now. Looks like they've managed to stop the attackers on this left-hand side. It's probably something to do with that KV-220 up there just being an absolute beast and just sitting there stoically like a rock, just saying, nope, you shall not pass. Still having a look over at this right-hand flank. Going to see if we can try and pick somebody off. Not really got a shot on anybody, so it might be time to maybe start thinking about flanking around behind these guys. Although, to be honest, they've probably got some guys camping in the back there that they're going to have to worry about. Looks like this T34, the Allied one, may fall any moment now. So at that point, probably going to have to be in the vicinity to try and help out, as they've only got this Churchill 1 and himself on this flank afterwards. Churchill 1 bravely sat at the back there, but he's starting to make his move now. Better late than never, I suppose. And he's going to go up and try and oppose this T14. T14's a tier 5 premium heavy tank for the Americans. Don't see it very often at all. Just letting his reticule close in there to try and pick off a shot on this KV-1. And that's a smart thing to do, as at this range, with this gun accuracy, you really want to make sure that every shot counts. A little bit unfortunate to bounce on the turret there, but the KV-1 slows down as he gets to the incline, and he's able to get another hit on him there. So gets a good chunk of maybe 250 points of damage on this KV-1 here. And then it looks like he's just dueling with this Churchill 1 now. And again, the enemy team making a push again on this left-hand side. Looks like they've got the majority of their tanks concentrated on this left-hand flank. On the right, they've only got that KV-1. Well, that T-14's still alive, so actually they've got quite a sizable force over there. But it looks like the imminent threat is over on this left-hand side. So Slushy Spy, just too many S's there. So Slushy Spy going to head over here, spots out an FCM. Looking the wrong way, and with the reload speed and fire speed of this cannon, should be able to take him out no problem whatsoever, and that is kill number 2. So their Pack 40 dealt with. Going to come up and offer some support to the KV-220. Looks like the KV-1, though, in front of him, having no problem picking out his weak spot and just getting consistent damage on him. Maybe using premium rounds, or may just know what he's doing. Picking out the weak spots of the KV-220 there. Not really paying too much attention to Slushy Spy here, which may prove to be to his detriment, and indeed it is. The Slushy Spy is able to pick up kill number 3. KV-1 running away as the enemy T28 coming over the hill. Nice shot there to take out his track first. The T28 still concentrating on this KV-1, and that's probably going to end up being a big mistake, as Slushy Spy is able just to burn down his hit points and then take advantage of that. Although it looks like the T28 did set the KV-1 on fire, probably why he decided to switch targets at that point. Probably thought the KV-1 was going to burn to death, but not quite. He's left with 16 hit points left, and it's now time to maybe go on the offensive. Game's still fairly even at 12 kills to 11. Although with a 16 hit point KV-1 with a 46% win rate, he's probably not going to be too much good. Although to his credit, he is moving up with Slushy Spy. So at least the two of them are attacking at the same time. The enemy team's got a KV-1, T14 and a medium Mark III there. KV-1 and T14 could prove to be a problem for the T28's cannon here, as the front armour a little bit too difficult to penetrate sometimes. Finds a medium 3 here, sat in the centre. Few shots, should be able to take this guy out if he doesn't get into cover in time. Just manages to dip down the other side of the rock. Finds the artillery here. Catches him napping, although the artillery had his shot. Takes out the KV-1. A little bit unfortunate that his gun didn't have the depression there, but one more shot should be enough to take out this M37, and he knew his goose was cooked there and just didn't bother even trying. Just sat there and accepted his fate, and knew that it was all going to be over. So when last spotted, it looks like that T14 and perhaps the medium 3 going to be closing in on Slushy Spy's position. So he's going to have to play it careful now. That there he is, that medium 3 should be able to take him out. Ooh, decides just to... The discretion is the better part of valor, and decides just to run away, but that medium 3 still putting shots into him, so he's going to have to be careful here. If he's not incredibly lucky like he was just there, this could be the end of his game. But not having the time to stick around and fight the medium 3 there, as you saw, if he'd stopped to fight the medium 3, that T14 would have came out of the shadows there and just put an end to his game right there and then. And it looks like he's not stopping to do a base capture, because again that's going to make him a sitting target, and that T14 and medium 3 just going to be able to come down and kill him. So what he's doing here is he's going on the hunt for that KV-1, thinking that the KV-1 is probably going to head along the dogleg and maybe try and start a capture on the base. Slushy Spy is going to head back and see if he can catch him off guard and by surprise. And KV1 trash talking in the chat there. Don't you just love it when somebody trash talks and then they are proven wrong? But that may not be the case here, but we will wait and see. KV1 not actually in the cap circle, or he would have started the base capture by now. So, oh, there we go. Spoke too soon. Switches to his premium rounds here just to make sure. Finds the KV1, one shot from death, and there you go. Picks him up. Picks up kill number 6 and a Top Gun medal. Well deserved. But he's still got a T14 and a Medium Mark III to battle against. So what he's going to do here is he's just going to use these little side roads and these little inlets and valleys that lead up to the base and just camp around here and wait for this T14 and Medium 3 to come get him. If they weren't already heading over the bridge to the little dogleg with the church, then they probably would have just headed straight through the town. They'd have got to about here and then just headed straight through the town up to the base here. So Slushy Spy is going to have to be aware of which direction people come from. As you can see, just overlooking this area to see if anybody comes from there. And if not, he's pretty close to the base to be able to just drop back and pick them off. Now he's just got to play the waiting game. To be honest, it looks like they're not coming from this direction, or they're probably... Oh, nope, spoke too soon. There's the Medium Mark III. Oh, both of them bounce. I think Slushy Spy missed and actually showed that one at ×2 speed, which is why you thought that the T28 was suddenly the most agile tank in the world. So, getting a good bit of luck there, bouncing 2 shots from that medium. Not sure where they actually went, as we don't see any ricochets. But being pretty lucky there, bouncing 2 shots from that medium and then being able to take him out. And this just leaves that T14, this notoriously difficult to penetrate T14. And Slushy Spy again just using these back roads and these little valleys just to get into a good position. The T14 may have been hot on the heels of that Medium 3, so he's got to be aware that he could be coming in from around behind him. Only 2 minutes left on the clock, so if this T14 isn't attacking, really now is the cut-off time that he needs to head towards the base and start a base capture. In fact, it's probably a little bit too late, but there he is. T14 hoves into view. He actually came in the complete and utter opposite direction to the Medium Mark III, so a little bit unusual there. I guess he was last spotted around about A5, so he probably just thought, fuck it, and decided to follow the train tracks all the way down to the base here. So Slushy Spy just going to take a roundabout route here and going to come at this T14. T14, there's only 1 minute and 20 on the clock, so he's probably going to start a base capture here and try and rely on his armor just to carry him through, because all he needs to do is just get one good hit on this T28, and that's going to be GG and the victory for his team. Slushy Spy moving up here, trying to find the T14, spots him out here. He's on the other side there, so he's going to have to try and use his speed and agility because he's out in the open. Oh, that's 2 bad misses there. And that's a bounce, and he's only got 1 premium shell left. But now he has the rear armor of this T14, who for some reason has now decided to stop traversing his body. And Slushy Spy able to get his tracks taken out, so that was absolutely brilliant. Now he's got to rely on that turret, and it's not quite fast enough. And Slushy Spy doing an amazing job there. A combination of 50% luck and 50% skill and 50% downright sheer barefaced shooting in the face. So absolutely brilliant bit of work there to win that game for his team, picking himself up almost 2,500 points of damage and 8 kills. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a good replay, please send that in to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or favourite, stick a comment in the comment section below letting me know exactly what you thought. And if you're not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.